Will you mute everybody first, Nikki? Hi, we're recording, so I'm going to start talking. Mariah Brown here, while Nikki Cotton.
When I hit mute, Mariah, you're going to get muted too, so you need to unmute yourself immediately.
All right. Okay, we'll have a power struggle. There, I fought back. I'm unmuted. Okay, so Mariah Brown here, qualified national marketing director, 12 Club from Southern Oregon, along with my husband, Michael Brown, although he's downstairs with the kids. I get the esteemed privilege of introducing AJ Majors today. She's she's a national marketing director, and she sent me her bio. Before I read her bio, I just have to say, our journey with Juice Plus has had its ups and its downs, as life had its ups and downs over the last 13 years. And one of the most profound aspects of being engaged in this community is the community. And for so many years, we heard Chris and Nikki talk about their Juice Plus family and how they had kind of grown with that family. And over time, I feel like Michael and I are getting a chance to feel that. And I'll be honest, AJ and Ali Schneider were one of those moments where I thought, oh, I get it. Meeting up in events, even though we have no relationship financially to one another, we have completely different upline organizations, and yet she just felt like my people, And I just have a great deal of respect for who she is as a woman and as a mom, and also how she exists within her Juice Plus community and within her Juice Plus team. So we're very lucky to have her here. For those of you that attended the Pajama Regional, maybe you got a chance to hear her presentation on onboarding. So we get an opportunity for her to share that. If you didn't get a chance to hear it, you're going to want pen and paper. If you are new, if you've been with the company for a long time, if you finished your HLP, if you're already a national marketing director, this is good stuff. So let me tell you a little bit about her. So she initially worked in college athletics, and she said basically babysitting college athletes instead of being able to watch her own son. And she realized that something had to give. So she actually signed her virtual franchise application back in 2010, but she actually started treating it as a business in 2015. So it took 5 years for her to really get the bigger picture and go, oh, wait a minute, this is a possibility for me to transform my life. And since then, they moved from Texas to Kansas City, and she lost her older sister, Steph, from cancer. And she said that became her driving force to reach national marketing director. And she reached that in 2018 at the spring conference. Maybe some of you got to hear her NMD speech. And she and her husband, Andy, live in Lawrence, Kansas, which ironically, I spent a lot of time there as a kid with her 8-year-old son, Mason. And so you guys are going to love what she has to offer, especially as it relates to how do we bring in new team members and how do we keep it simple and duplicable. So AJ, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love being on this call. You guys are such an awesome team. Okay, so, all right. Well, I have to say the feeling is absolutely mutual for Mariah, Michael, and of course, Nikki and Chris Cotton. You guys are just amazing. So I get to start with the fun stuff of bringing on a new partner. Now we get to change that language a little bit. That kind of, the cat's out of the bag. We're changing distributor to partner. I hope everybody knows that. Get excited. I'm not telling it for the first time. I've heard it from other people. So, so get excited to start calling your new people partners. And I want you to know that this is a huge collaboration. This wasn't just my birth child or anything like that. This has been like, I've pulled it from here, pulled it from there. I've talked to Mitra, I've talked to my downline, I've talked to sideline. Like, that's what's really cool is like everybody's willing to help in this, in our community, not in the industry, in our community of Juice Plus. Okay. Now you guys probably have your own, onboarding process with new partners, right? Now, this is not intended to totally recreate the wheel. We want you to hear this and understand that you can maybe just tweak a little bit of what you're doing. Now, I worked out of the Freedom Revolution for the Pajama Regional, although our team kind of does it a little bit different, just like you guys probably do. But if you wanted that resource, that is thefreedomrevolution.com. The password, all lowercase, is Revolution. And that was created from corporate for the entire field to take advantage of. Because not everybody has an incredible upline like you guys. Like, seriously, I'm very fortunate. I have Mitra, that's amazing. But, you know, not everybody has that connection to their upline. Okay, so the first thing I want you guys to all just mindset-wise is understand, my dogs are gonna bark, please just bear with me, my husband just got home, is that when a new partner signs up, it is 100% on them to be successful. It is not on you, it is not on your upline, it is not your destiny to have them be successful. It is absolutely up to them. Okay, so if you can just detach yourself from that from the very beginning, understanding that you're starting them, great. But if they don't decide to do this business, that is not on you. Okay, just like when you're reaching out to somebody and they're like, no, thank you. Okay, detach, get in the back of the line because you're going to come back around is what happens, right? Okay. So in the beginning, a new rep, a new partner is excited. They are motivated, but they're probably a little bit nervous. We can all remember when we first signed up, like, what am I getting myself into, right? And then it was amazing, of course. So I like to remind people, just like anything that you do that is new, you are not going to master this overnight. Okay, now there's 3 things that we really talk about, and I apologize, they'll stop here in just a second. But the first thing is you need to be coachable, you need to have desire, and you need to be willing to be consistent. You need to show up for yourself every day. So consistency, coachability, and desire, those are like main ingredients for your success, for yourself, but for your new partner as well. Okay, so I always like to say, let them know that they are going to fail forward. You need to give yourself a little bit of grace, keep learning, and keep growing. That's where the magic really happens. Seriously, it's very important. Also, that you're going to treat this new partner like a brand new customer. You have to walk alongside them. You need to create an awesome customer care experience for them. You need to check in and understand. You can't assume that they don't know what's going on with their body with Juice Plus. Like, they maybe been on it for 10 days and they're expected to share it as well. You need to be able to walk alongside them as a new partner and new customer. Just treat them as a new customer. I promise that is huge. They need to have a good customer experience themselves as a brand new partner as well. Okay, so it's very important when you sign up as well with that new partner that you connect with them quickly. In the first 24 to 48 hours, you have connected, you're telling them what the next step is, whether that's setting up, phase 1 of their new partner launch, starter guide, onboarding, whatever you're calling it. But you need to make sure you've connected with them pretty quickly in the very 24-hour, 48-hour period, okay? So I have broken up sort of the how to bring on a new person in 2 phases. And there's a reason why. Because if we all get on the phone and we tell them everything they need to know, it is overwhelming. It is a long process. And to be honest, it's not really sexy, right? It's kind of like, oh, I'm so excited, but sit down and let's talk about the nitty-gritty of this business. That's not fun. We want to get them into action right away. Action, action, action. Okay, so the very first meeting, we put it on the books. 30 minutes is our goal. We want 30 minutes. That's it. Okay? So the best thing that I can tell you guys, and you guys, this will probably blow your minds, change your business, blow up everything, is that traditionally we would have the new partner, the representative, the partner who brought them on, and the upline. We probably have 3 people on a phone call, right? Now that's important, and we'll walk through that here in just a second. But what I'm suggesting and what we have done is you create a welcome video. Maybe Nikki does it, maybe Chris does it, maybe Mariah does it. It's a welcome video that you play and pause. You play and pause. We're gonna walk through the virtual office. Hey, welcome to our new team. We're so excited to be on this journey with you. We're gonna go ahead and push pause right now to walk you through a quick little video about how to set up your virtual office. Pause. Okay. And then they have the opportunity to click on the next link and it's going to be a quick, like all of these videos are less than 5 minutes. And remember, we're keeping this at 30. Okay. So we have to be very concise with this information. In the virtual office, we're going to talk about banking information. I want to just point out how to put in your order, right? And then where to set up your website, because when you are bringing on new reps, new partners, I'm going to get this. Remember, you just send them the link to how to sign up. Gone are the days where we probably call people and ask for their social security, right? We just send them the link to sign up. So they need to have a website. They need to have their banking information. They need to know how to put in an order, right? Very simple. And then also like customer alerts. Those are the only 4 things that I tell people you need to know in the virtual office. Everything else, just on your own leash, you can poke around. You can play with it, okay? All right, so we're all on board with that. So we have a quick little video about virtual office, okay? And then they push play. I come back on, and I'm gonna say, all right, we're so excited that you finished the virtual office. All right, now, who in your mind, who comes to mind, the top 5 people in your life that could benefit from Juice Plus or that you wanna do life with, whatever that question might be. You know, who immediately comes to mind? Okay, so then we're gonna tell them to push pause. And in your starter, even in the Freedom Revolution starter guide, they have the place for the 5 people that you're gonna write in. Not 10, not 20, just 5. Start so small, okay? Start so small, just 5. So what we're gonna have them do with that is they're going to then play, push pause, they're going to play the Team Z video. It's gonna show like how to add a person, your 5 people, you take that list and now we're gonna add them into Team Z. Okay, and then you're going to have a script PDF that you can copy and paste all of the scripts that maybe your team uses as far as verbiage, language, inviting, following up, you know, because Team Z does provide scripts. And if you guys didn't know that, play around in Team Z. There's a little script thing there, but you can also add your own scripts. And I do that all the time. It's so fun to add your own scripts. If you guys are not reaching out to everybody and saying happy birthday, and then as a follow-up, this is what I do. You guys, it's so simple. I'll reach out and I say, happy birthday. And they say, oh, thank you so much. And I'll be like, oh, no problem. Hey, as a nice birthday gift, I am part of a community that loves to add value through recipes and, you know, some encouragement, just some fun stuff like that. Can I add you to our group? Would you be open to that? You know, that's basically my follow-up. And I can't tell you how many conversations I've started with just that, with just happy birthday, right? It's so simple. And I can get this stuff to Nikki. Don't freak out like, oh, I need the verbiage. I know how everybody is. And to Mariah, I can get that to you guys. But you copy and paste that script with your new person right there. So you just do it with them right there. They've set up their Team Z, which is really cool. But you also really want to word it properly because this seems really cool. Okay. So the Juice Plus company partnered with Team Z. They are giving you a 30-day free trial to check it out. And then after that, it's 50 cents a day to have your own personal assistant, right? If you are just investing $50 a year into your business, that's great. Jay Martin made it really inexpensive. But for something like Team Z that'll get you off the ground right away and keep you organized, I just wish this was around when I started my business, right? It's your accountability partner. Nobody's your boss. Team Z is my boss, right? So I really want to plug that in, and they have given us a generous discount through that. Okay, play. We push play. Now we're going on the next one. Okay, now we want you to pull out your calendar with your partner. We're going to set up your very first event. Whether that's an online launch, whether that's, you know, through Zoom, you do a Facebook party, you're doing a wine and wellness, a whiskey Wednesday, I've heard of those. Those are fun. What you're doing right there is you're setting up an event right then and there with your new partner. Non-negotiable. Pull out that calendar right now. Okay, and we'll get to why that's so important here in just a second. Push play. And then we talk about the 2 really great tools that we love to use. And I've put together 2 little videos to show people how to download Zoom and how to download Voxer. And these are very general. So you could even send them to prospects, new people that you're wanting to get on a Zoom call, and or Get your family on Boxer. I tell you what, it's the best thing ever. Get your family on Boxer. And then what we want in that first 30 minutes as well is we do want the upline to jump on this call. We don't need them on there for the whole 30 minutes because literally we've done everything that we need to do with the pause and play. We've watched the videos, we've set everything up. Now the upline can jump on. So if Mariah and Michael sign up a new partner, Nikki could jump on and just say, hey, new partner, we're so excited to have you join. It sounds like you guys got everything set up. Welcome to the team. Like 1 minute just to jump on and say hello. I tell you what, that's more efficient for Nikki. It's more efficient for Mariah if she's starting a new partner. They don't need to be on there the whole time, but we want to show that support of the upline from the very beginning. Okay? All right. You guys getting excited for phase 2? Because this is where the magic happens. Okay. All right. Phase 2, it's a little bit longer. So we want to set aside, we want to carve out time between 30 to 60 minutes, depending on engagement. That might keep us a little bit longer here. So with the verbiage that we had, like the scripts, we've got some verbiage of like how to invite to an event. Remember, we've already set up their event and we've uploaded their list to Teamsy. So we already have some actionable things that we could do right there. Okay. So I always think too that something that's so simple, you don't have to overthink verbiage. And I just want you guys all to know that I have been so guilty of that in my Juice Plus career. Like, I just don't know what to say, and it can paralyze people. But if your event is on Thursday, you can simply ask somebody, hey, Nikki, what's going on Thursday night? And maybe she comes back and says she has something going on, or maybe she's busy, or maybe she's available. But that will just open up the conversation. Well, hey, you know, we've got a pharmacist in town. She's really talking about prevention instead of prescription. If I sent you the information, would you be open to coming as one of my guests? That's the verbiage, okay? But just asking what they're doing Thursday night is totally fine, okay? All right, so now we're gonna we've talked about some script ideas. We've got some verbiage around how to invite, but we're gonna do their first social media post with them. You guys, I have done this all wrong in my organization. I assume that my very brand new partner understands social media. You guys, I am figuring out social media every day. I am totally not an expert when it comes to social media, and we don't want you to be. Please understand that. But there's little things here and there in engagement and how we get your posts seen that are kind of important, okay? And so when your brand new rep is doing their first post, we want to be right there with them, because we know how to navigate a conversation. We know when it's time to take it offline. We know what the next link would be to send. We're going to be there right with them, okay? Because if they feel like they're on their own with social media and it gets, they won't do it, okay? Now, we really have a small window to get our new rep off the ground running right away, okay? So having their first post is really important. We like to call it a low-hanging fruit post. I also refer to it as kind of like your dirt list. Like if you were selling dirt, your friends and family would be on board to buy your dirt. Okay. So as an example, if you posted, just some capsules in your hand, and maybe you say something like, my family has been eating these since, maybe it's a customer turned new partner, or maybe you say, hey, Facebook land, what do you know about these things? Could be gummies, could be omegas, could be shakes, could be something specific like that. But I do like to do the capsules, to be honest. Now, what's really cool about this, and Nikki and Mariah, I will give you guys the full rules of the low-hanging fruit. Is so I could talk about just this right now for 30 minutes, but I won't. I will send you guys the information because it's really, really awesome. It has built so much engagement in my social media in the last 2 weeks. It's amazing. Okay, so you want to make sure that particular post is public. Now, you guys, I'm going to throw this out there. Everything I do is public. I have to say, people who are like, oh, it's private, it's private, it's private. It's hard for people to see what you're doing if things are private, okay? Even if you're worried about people out there on social media or trolling, you're more likely to have people trolling you in a grocery store than you are on social media. So don't be scared of public versus private. I'll just be totally open with you. You do need this to be public for it to work, because there's going to be people in your organization who are not friends with you but can interact with your post. It's very important, okay? So the post is public. You're going to create a section in your team group that is going to have the rules. It's going to have a picture. You're going to copy the link of your post there. So then Mariah can click on Nikki's post that she put up there as a low-hanging fruit post. So Mariah can go straight to her post and interact and say, oh, what have these things done for me? Wow, it's helped with, you know, my postpartum. It's like made me have so much energy with all my kids. I'm so grateful for this. I have to scream it from the rooftop everywhere I go. You know, they're little testimonial. And it's good to have those saved, by the way. You can put them in your notes section if you've got like a little, just like 3 or 4 sentences. But I'll tell you what happens to this. The algorithm of Facebook wants you to interact after you post something. So you post something and you get a couple comments. You need to interact with that as well. Facebook goes, oh my gosh, people are commenting. You're commenting back. There's a lot of interaction happening. That's what social media is about. It's not about posting a picture and then walking away for an hour. You actually do the opposite. People will be like, whatever you posted, Facebook will be like, whatever you posted is not enough for your audience to engage with. So when you post anything, go live, make sure you set aside time to interact with your audience, right? This isn't just post something and hope for the best. You need to interact with your audience. Okay, so that's why your upline is right there as that is happening. Okay, so what happens if somebody's like, what are these things? Send me the information. That's when we want to pull it offline and we start asking some questions. You know, something like, you know, what got you curious about my post? What kind of stood out to you the most? Do you have health goals? You know, kind of start right there. And hey, if I sent you a video that kind of talked about all this, would you be open to that? Or hey, this is even better, and this is the timeline part of this, you guys. Hey, I'm actually hosting my first online launch event for what I'm doing. Would you be open to checking that out? Can I send you the information? So if you already have an event on the calendar and you do a social media post like this, you have something to invite them to, whether it's in person or online. And if you don't, that's okay. You can send them a link to a previously recorded something or the Jumpstart to Better Health. I love that video, you guys. It shows all of our products. It's great. I love that. It's a great first exposure. Remember, they're not going to say yes right away. We're just setting up for another exposure and another exposure and another exposure until they come to a decision, okay? Okay, I get really excited. I kind of get off pace here. Okay. All right, they're there to help you through this whole process, your upline. Okay, I love this. It's so true that when a new person signs their application, it's like they forget how to talk to people. Can we all agree with that? So that's why when you sit there and you have that support as the upline, that's why we've carved out that engagement time in phase 2. We couldn't do this all together. It's too much. It's just too much. Okay, and then we want to help them build their story. Now, you guys, the story is as simple as we weren't eating enough produce. My kids were getting sick. I found a solution with these fruit and vegetable powders. And now I'm excited to share this with my girlfriends. That's a story. That's a story. You don't have to make it so hard, and you don't have to wait to share until you have a story. If you want to use your uplines, use it. But understand, even if it's something like, we weren't getting enough nutrition, we're finally starting to take this, I can't wait to see what this is going to do. That's okay too. Okay, so then the other part then would be, okay, that's quick, we're doing this all kind of in that hour, and then we want to show them the compensation plan. Now, I brought this to Mitra, and I love my girl, but she really talked about how showing the HLP and the 2,000 plus, you guys, it's our business plan. We know that. But sometimes people just see that HLP and they might be like, all right, that's it. That's all I'm going to do. So, and I know Nikki is very versed with this, but showing even the potential of a 5-1. Start with a 5-1. That's going to put some great income in their pocket right away. And they get their first rep. Now, they don't have to do that to get that HLP, but they are well on their way to their 2,000 plus. So kind of shoot for the moon, a land among the stars, and however that looks like. I created a comp plan video. Mitra wants to update it. I'd be happy to share what I did, but we're updating that particular video. Okay, I know we're running out of time here. I don't want to get I got 5 more minutes, but that's okay. I've got this. Okay, so then this next part, again, this is all pause and play again, okay? So the customer care group, whatever you guys do for Team Heat, for your group, customer group, whatever, you want to have a video that shows exactly like the units tab as an example. We use the units tab in ours. It's great copy and send if you need to find a video. It goes through things very methodically, talks about prevention first, talks about core 4, and then it goes into some different things, shred 10. It's a great resource, but if they don't know about how to use it, they won't use it for their prospects or for their current customers. Okay, so we want to just make sure they're creating a positive, fun environment in there as well. And you know, happy customers turn into new partners all the time. We know that. Okay, and then the last thing is I myself plus 4 other NMDs. It's been over 1.5 years now. We birthed what we call our Start Strong call. And so once a week, every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time, I know that's 5 o'clock for most of you guys. I'm actually from Portland, Oregon, so I love my Pacific coasters. Yay. But we have created this call where 2 NMDs get on every week and we go through casting the vision, the mindset. We really get into that because I'll tell you what, it is hard to cast vision or talk mindset with your sister or with your mom or with your best friend. These are the people that are signing up for the business, but you know what? They're gonna listen to Jamie Kinsey and they're gonna listen to Leah Sheeter. I want them to have that opportunity. So every week we do a Start Strong call and I will give you guys that information. You guys are more than welcome to use that as a resource. But that's what we consider their homework. They don't do it we have pre-recorded ones, but we do not do it on that day. We just let them know that on Monday, you're going to know that you want to make sure that you're on that. And then also part of the calendar, make sure they know when their calls are. Your guys' calls every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central or Pacific. They need to know those times as well. Okay. I know this is a lot to go over, and the last time I did this call, it took 45 minutes, so I feel like I'm a little rushed, but I had a lot of questions. So I want to leave time for at least questions in the chat. I know you have a lot of people on here, which thank you guys so much for bringing the heat with all your people. So do we have any questions or in the comments?
The heat has been brought, AJ.
Yeah. If you have a question, simply unmute yourself and ask. So just unmute yourself and say, hey, it's me, and tell your name and go for it.
Hi, this is Michelle Morris. Michelle Morris, how are you?
Good. How are you, Michelle?
Good. I had a question. You had said about when you make a post, make it public, and something about putting a link in the post so that your upline could comment. I didn't quite get that. That went a little too fast.
It is really, really quite cool. And I don't know if I could share my screen real quick, but I won't do that because I don't want to mess up everything on Facebook. But what I will do is I'm going to send this information plus a video that I've already done about the low-hanging fruit so you guys can have kind of just a general idea. And it was really quick. You guys, Christy Nix, who is part of Shining Star, she created this low-hanging fruit. She's been doing it for months, and it has been amazing for her new reps. They get their HLP in like a hot second. They do. They get their HLP right away. And when you have a new partner who has success right away like that, guys, that's really huge. And then they have their event. They have their launch. I mean, you've really put them into their 2,000 plus within a 2-week period. Gone are the days for 60 days. Like, we really do need to solidify that even quicker because they're on fire. They're excited. That's when you really need to get them into action immediately, right? Okay.
So AJ, what we'll do, just so everybody that's listening, is we will post anything that you send us relating to this right to the Heat Facebook group, because that includes all of our NMDs, and that will include everybody, so you'll be able to check. And right now we're doing our 90-day focus, which is unit number 1. We can call this onboarding unit number 2 with all of your information so that they can find all of AJ in unit number 2. Super easy to do, so people aren't, having to scroll through. So just want you all to know that.
Love it.
AJ, I've got a quick question. Are you suggesting that the first event that they put on the calendar is an online launch call?
yes, and here's the reason. You can do an in-person event, totally, it's fine. But I will have to say, like, most of the time, either the upline is not with the new person or their people aren't there. So I actually think it's good to start with that online Zoom. And what we do, and I know you guys probably have access, like through Zoom, you can Facebook Live to a Facebook event, which is great, you guys. It's changed my business, seriously. And we all get on together, we Facebook Live into that, and then their people get to see it. I think that's a good starting off point. And then another exposure would be doing a wine and wellness, something in person, if you get to that point. And then again, it's just multiple exposures, right? You want to have those exposures already set up. So it's social media, online, in person, right away.
So AJ, quick question. The Zoom onto Facebook, you do that specifically because people can get on Facebook easier than they can get on Zoom. Is that why?
Exactly. People are terrified of Zoom, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
And they are way more likely to do that. And we record and we are into the Facebook event. So we have both of those. So then we'll upload it to YouTube as well to have a link to share later.
And
awesome.
we're not going to do the how to do Zoom to Facebook. It's right. If you have your own account, it'll say right on your account page, do you want to do this on Facebook? And it probably walks you through it, is my guess. Or you can even Google on Zoom, how do I do this?
And before, I know it's 6:31, so before people hop off, I want to make sure that everybody on this call knows that if you stay on this Zoom number, you can see Nikki over there with a bunch of people in the background. They are meeting in person here in Southern Oregon. I'm going to drive over there to meet up with them. And they're going to be doing an evening specifically talking about skill building from a technology perspective. So Teamsy, if you've never heard of that, well, guess what? You get to learn how to set it up. Social media, this whole concept of how do you post something that's public and what are the best ways to go live. She's going to be going over that. So you're welcome to simply stay on this Zoom number, keep yourself muted, keep it going as you go into your evening and have a glass of wine and eat dinner with your family and learn about your virtual office setup and how to set up your banking, whatever it might be. Just know that you can hop on. So somebody says Zoom to Facebook. How great. I'm sure Nikki will post that on the Heat Team call. It's 32 after, so I really want to honor AJ's time because I know all of us live productive lives. And she's a busy mommy and a national marketing director to run her own organization. So big, big, big thanks. Hopefully the Teamsy scripts, what you guys use in Shining Star, can that be part of what you send over our web?
Oh, absolutely.
Mariah, I've already downloaded them all. I'll tell you all how to do it on this call.
Awesome. And I love the new verbiage around partner. And I think one of my biggest takeaways that you said at the very beginning is when we attract a new partner or a new team member, that it is 100% their responsibility. We don't get to take credit for their success nor their lack of engagement. It is our job to simply wrap a beautiful gift, put a bow on it, and say, here's a possibility for you. If you choose to open it, that's your choice. And so thank you for that reminder. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm going to unmute everybody just so that everybody can give a really strong heat thank you with all your energy to AJ. It was a great call.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
When you go to your office,
Thank you,
AJ. On your team, you'll see her.
Right away.
It came through, I guess, last night when I had that event, because I got notified that Amber had added her to like the team chat and stuff on.
So I have now muted everybody back out again. So those of you that are going to stay on for our skill building call, we're going to take just a little bit of a break, a 5-minute break before we get started. So if you want to hang in there, we're going to be back in 5 minutes.
Why are you taking a break?
Because we want to.